Hi everyone, it's Heather and I am in Lyon, France, about to start a tour with my favorite France supplier, Decouvertes. They are experts in all things French travel and I work with them to design custom curated trips throughout France for my clients, all based on each individual family's interests. This week, they are taking me from Lyon up through the Burgundy region and into Champagne to show me areas of France most guests don't get to visit, and I can't wait to take you with me. Let's go! My trip is starting in Lyon, which I've never been to before, so I'm really excited. This is the gastronomy capital of France, and that's saying something because you know how great French food is. We are going to tour the city and see their cathedral and learn all about the silk trade that put Lyon on the map way back when. I'm staying in the Hotel Dieu, which has the perfect location right in the center of Lyon. This used to be a hospital for centuries, right up until 2010, when it underwent a transformation into the five-star hotel it is today. I love how they blend the old architecture with modern design, but the real showstopper is the giant dome at the heart of the hotel. It is so worth grabbing a drink at the bar and taking in the scene there. My room is beautiful with high ceilings and a bathroom to die for, but when I come back, I am for sure staying in the suites because they have their own private patios where the hotel chef can be hired to cook for your party while you relax and take in the views below. We've moved on to Beaune, which is a gorgeous medieval village in the Burgundy region of France. The first hotel I'm staying at is Le Cedre, which is right on the outskirts of Beaune village. There's a beautiful courtyard for when the weather is nice, a Michelin-starred restaurant, and the spa is small but beautiful. But what I really love about Le Cedre is the library area and the lobby. It's so cozy with leather sofas and board games and a fire going in the fireplace when the weather is cooler. It's the perfect way to end your day with a glass of Burgundy wine. I've moved on to my second hotel in Beaune called Le Cep. Now this is right in the city center and it is incredible. This is a five-star hotel that is made up of two 16th century mansions, and the hotel kind of forms around these gorgeous old courtyards. No two rooms here are the same. And oh my gosh, is my room incredible. I essentially walked in, my jaw dropped, and I am now convinced that I am a queen and I am never leaving here. This is a ridiculous amount of space with so much history, but it's not stuffy. The staff is so warm and friendly. There's an iPad for me to call the staff should I want. Of course, we have a flat screen TV, and you have all of the comforts of home, your fancy coffee maker, but set in this gorgeous 1500s setting. It is the most beautiful room I think I have ever stayed in, and I've gotten to stay in quite a few gorgeous hotel rooms. The hotel itself is beautiful. Like I said, it's in a historic building, so you have a lovely lobby. There is a world-class spa here, and tonight I get to have dinner and a wine tasting in the wine cave with their famous sommelier. So I can't wait to share that experience with you. But I love this hotel for somebody who is looking for something different that they've never tried before and right in the city center. So if you didn't want to stay in your room all day, you can step out the door and be within a 2-second walk of dozens of fantastic restaurants and shops. So you don't need to have a car when you stay here, and we can set you up with a tour or car service to take you wine tasting during the day. Well, I just had the most magical day in Beaune. Wow, what an adorable little village. It's very much a town. There are so many restaurants here, many with Michelin stars. But it's just so charming with all of the medieval cobblestones and buildings. I started my day by going to the Hospices de Beaune, which is an old hospital, but before it was a hospital, it was a charity house. So those who were poor and sick could come and get a place to stay and have food to eat. And eventually it morphed into a hospital for the poor, and it was in operation until the 1960s. So they had about 600 years going from the 15th century all the way up to the 1960s, serving the poor and helping the sick. So it was really cool to see. Then after that, it was time to go to the interactive wine museum. I don't even know how to describe this other than to say it was kind of like the Guinness storehouse, but for Burgundy wines. You walk in and there are all these exhibits to teach you about the different areas of Burgundy and the wine that you're going to find and what makes it so different. But they do it in such a way that you use all of your five senses. You can touch things, you can taste things, you can smell things. There's videos to watch, and they have so many activities for kids. They even have a really beautiful restaurant where you can go and do tastings, but beyond that, you can have lunch, and the food was fantastic. Then it was on to Le Vernois, which is another hotel that you can stay at. It's Relais and Chateau, so it's very nice. But we had lunch there and got to tour some of the villas, which were beautiful. The lunch was fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. And then finally, it was on to more wine tasting at So Winery. We got to tour their wine caves and their tasting rooms, and then of course try some of their fantastic wines. All in all, it was an incredible day, but it's not over yet, and I cannot wait to show you my room. Today we left Beaune behind and took the long trip up to the Champagne region. This is the part of the trip I was most excited about because I love champagne. We had a guided tour with a local champagne sommelier who took us to see Reims before we did a tour of Tanger. Walking through their cellars was incredible. They are filled with so much history, and it was great learning how they make their different champagnes. We also got to see the final resting place of Dom Perignon, who we have to thank for creating champagne, before we had an awesome lunch at a local restaurant with champagne pairings, naturally. The day ended at a smaller champagne producer to see how they do things differently than the big names. And I may or may not have sent home 2 cases for myself. In Champagne, we are staying at the Royal Champagne Hotel. And wow, I am so sad we only have one night here. What I love about this hotel is that it is so modern, but somehow fits into the landscape of the vineyards. Everything is light, the colors, light woods, and gorgeous art. But the best thing about the hotel is that it is all suites, and every room has floor-to-ceiling views over the vineyards. There's also a world-class spa with an infinity pool that again looks out over the vineyards. I could have spent all day there. When the weather is nice, there's a rooftop restaurant and bar where you can go grab a glass of the house champagne and take in the sunset. What a special place to stay. I'm in Paris and it's my last night of the trip. Now, I don't have enough time to go sightseeing, so that just means I'll have to come back. But I am staying in Saint-Germain, a neighborhood famous for artists and writers. I'm at the Pavilion Faubourg Saint-Germain, and I essentially have my own Parisian apartment with a view of the Eiffel Tower right from my room. This is a dream of mine, so this hotel is very special. It's great for families too, with a separate sleeping area for little ones, and it lets you live out your Parisian dream. And that's the end of my week in France. What an incredible time I had. I got to visit areas of the country I hadn't been to yet and tour places that most visitors don't come. And this is why I like Decouvertes. They are able to take your expertise in French travel and tailor it to your specific interests. So whether you are very into food or wine or art history, or maybe you love to hike and be active and go to the beach, they are going to know the best places to send you with incredible activities and hotels that match your style. Hands down, my favorite part of the week was getting to chat with the owner of Le Cep and discuss his passion for great food and wine. And this is an experience I will never forget. I had so much fun taking you along with me and letting you experience this part of France. I hope it's inspired you to come and visit, and if it has, I'd love the opportunity to help you plan a once-in-a-lifetime experience tailored to your style. Please reach out and I'd be happy to help. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'm Heather, and I'll see you next time. Bye!